Alright guys, Arsenal have just beaten Newcastle United 2-0 at the Emirates in the FA Cup third round in extra time. Both goals coming in extra time actually. The first from Emile Smith-Rowe. It was poor from Kieran Clark. He was just fannying about with the ball. Gave it away. I can't remember who it was who intercepted him, but they flicked it on to Lacazette. Lacazette headed it on to Emile Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe took it on his chest and just slotted it into the bottom corner. And the second goal was Aubameyang sort of passed it to Kieran Tierney. Tierney played it back to him along the box, and Aubameyang tapped it in 2-0. Now, into the analysis of the game. Well, in the first 90 minutes as well. It wasn't just 30 minutes in extra time. A game is 90 minutes before extra time. Newcastle today, I thought, weren't exactly great. Well, when have they been great in the past? Is it under Steve Bruce, really? It's mostly just been give the ball to Saint-Maximin and Almiron and hope for the best. And today they didn't have Saint-Maximin in the team. But, however, one player who I thought did play very well for them today was actually Andy Carroll. He put himself about up front. He did miss a couple of chances, but he also almost scored a screamer. It took a deflection, and Bernd Leno did very well to save it. It is good to see Andy Carroll back, because 10 years ago he was one of the hottest prospects in the Premier League. Like, I remember when Liverpool signed Luis Suarez and Andy Carroll in the January transfer window in 2011. And none of the talk was actually about Luis Suarez. It was all about Andy Carroll, because he'd been on fire for the first 6 months of that season for Newcastle. He actually scored a screamer against Liverpool. And it is good that he has scored his first goal for like 2 years last week. And yeah, for Arsenal, what I would say is the first 90 minutes of the game wasn't exactly great. I think Willian is done in English football, really. He was poor again today. I think it's amazing how Chelsea have got a bargain from selling Willian on a free transfer to Arsenal. Because, of what his wages would have been at Chelsea, his wages, I'd assume, would be 200,000 a week, and at Arsenal, we now know they're like 250,000 a week. So, it's mad, really. I thought Lacazette at the start of the season, and pretty much since the first lockdown, obviously we're in lockdown again now, but since the start of the first lockdown last March, he hasn't been good enough for me. Like, the fact at points Eddie Nketiah was replacing him in the starting 11. But the past few games, again, I know they're only Brighton, West Brom, Newcastle, Chelsea, they're not exactly lower down in the league, but he's played really well in them. So I think what Arsenal need to do is, you've got these good young players, Bukayo Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, and there are a few others, but I wouldn't say that the others are guaranteed starters. Those two are the ones that I would definitely have starting every big game. I think what Arsenal need to do is put in players like Lacazette, and then you've got also, you want to play Xhaka, El Neni sitting. Xhaka's actually been decent recently, to be fair. I'm forgetting the one they signed on deadline day, Thomas Partey. He hasn't really shown much recently because he's been injured, but in that Man United game a few months ago, he did look really good. And then that leaves one other midfielder pretty much has got to be Aubameyang. I know he's not performing of late, but the way he's played for Arsenal the past 2.5 years, he has to start, really, doesn't he? Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's game. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.